good whatever time of day it is. I just literally, my brain is like just a university student brain at the moment. It is miserable outside. I'm bloody freezing, but that is not the point of today's video. Today's video is about moving into a dieting phase during my recovery from binge eating. So yeah, I thought I'd make this video because I thought people would be quite interested, especially if you are struggling with binge eating disorder yourself. It can be good to see what other people's experiences have been. So I am in recovery for 15-16 weeks now at this point. I think around that, maybe 15 and a half weeks. I can't actually remember, but it's quite funny that really, because at the beginning, like, I was hooked on those numbers, whereas now I'm like, I can't actually remember. Can't really remember the last time I looked at it. But yeah, so I'm 15-16 weeks in recovery, and me and my coach, yeah, just to clarify, I'm not doing this by myself. I do work with a coach. They do not specify binge eating disorder, but I did work with him at the same time as my nutrition coach, so he knows my issues and what I struggle with. And obviously he is very much aware of my situation and wants to make sure as well that I don't go down into the deep end and end up how I was before. So yeah, we're taking it nice and slow. I mean, before I moved, like, so I've been tracking for, like, I think the last month, maybe a little bit longer than that now, like properly, like 7 days a week. And so for that period of time I've been doing, so we do it in ranges. So I was doing 2,250 to 2,350 calories. That's roughly put me in a little bit of a surplus, although I haven't actually been really gaining weight on it the last couple of weeks. So that was where I was at, and we're now down to 2,000 to 2,200. So I have a nice bit of range there. When it comes with the ranges, because I track on MyFitnessPal, I put everything in like the middle bit. So then it's not so much panic if I go slightly under or if I go slightly over. The world's not going to fall apart. But yeah, like, that's where we've pretty much started at. I've only been doing it yesterday and today. So I'm pretty new to it. I'm obviously a little bit nervous, because it is a big step. Like, and obviously I don't want to end up in like the depths of my binge eating disorder again. I'm in recovery, and I would quite like to stay that way. So that is preferable. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on and discuss. So basically, yeah. So obviously that's my calories at the moment. My protein has stayed the same, so it's 140 to 160 grams of protein a day. And then my carbs and my fats have gone down a little bit as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head what they are. But yeah, I'm pretty, like, I have discussed with my coach that I'm a bit nervous, and I'm sure he's probably just equally as nervous, because at the end of the day, it's me and my brain that puts me into that space. It's a lot, like, obviously he can do his best to help me, but at the end of the day, it's me that's got to be in charge of my brain and how I react to things. So yeah, I mean, I won't lie, I'm nervous because, like, I don't want to be super restrictive of myself. I don't want to spend the rest of my life being scared of making slight changes to my diet or my routine and things. So yeah, like, it's a big step, because I feel like I just keep repeating myself. But, like, I'm just making sure that I'm aware of the way that I talk to myself about food. I'm making sure that I keep aware of how I am around food, and just generally make sure I'm still mindful of the way that I eat, and make sure I still enjoy the things that I eat, and I'm not telling myself, no, I can't have Maltesers, no, you can't have, like, fresh bread from the bakery, you know? So yeah, that's sort of like how I'm trying to maintain where I'm at the moment, is by actually keeping an eye on how I talk to myself. To be fair, this is probably going to end up being the quickest video in the world. So basically, yeah, at the moment I'm feeling a little bit nervous about it, because I don't want to end up in the mess that I was before. And, you know, there's always going to be a part of me that is worried that's going to happen. because obviously it happened last time out of the blue, and I didn't do it on purpose. And I mean, to be fair, like 15-16 weeks really isn't that far into recovery, I don't think, like in the grand scheme of things. So it is a bit risky, but I'm hoping that it will go well. It's only for a short period of time as well. It's literally for like 10 weeks. And I think within that 10 weeks, I've still technically got 2 weeks of maintenance in that, which I'm happy with. I'm happy with taking that because I think it just makes it a lot gentler. Because I think when I was losing weight, it was like the initial period of losing weight before like starting to build muscle and things, which can take a lot longer. Like I was in a dieting phase for maybe like 5 months, but obviously that started in the first lockdown, and I think I ended up in actually a massive calorie deficit because I lost a lot of weight in the first lockdown, just purely because I was anxious and stressed, and I just needed to move my body, and I was going for like hour-long walks a day, and they weren't just a casual chilled hour. Like they were like a kilometer like every 10 minutes. Like I was speed walking. Like I fucked my joints so bad just because I was determined to go as quickly as possible through these walks. And then I was also doing like HIIT workouts like 5-6 days a week, which were exhausting, especially in the heat wave. I was literally in my house just sweating. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight, which I think is how I ended up in my situation in the first place, because it just got to a point where I was being so restrictive, but I was using so much energy. Sorry, I don't even know why I'm feeling with that. I think I'm just nervous. But yeah, I'm just taking it slow. I'm making sure to be aware of the things I say to myself. And yeah, I literally don't think there's anything else I want to cover, because it's basically just, these are my calories, these are my macros. I'm nervous because I don't want to end up like before. And to be fair, I think that's a completely natural thing. Like, I don't feel bad for feeling that way. I don't feel guilty for feeling that way, because I think that's completely normal for coming out of recovery for anything. Like if you were to get an injury from a sport, you would be nervous going back into that sport thinking you might get that injury again. So I'm not upset with myself for feeling that way, because I think that's normal. And when I've spoken to other people around, like either my coach or my friends, they've completely understood it as well. So yeah, I'm just taking it slow and making sure to be aware of how I speak to myself, taking that time to adjust and learn from my mistakes, and just, yeah, taking it one day at a time. Because the last thing I need to do at the moment, like obviously I'm building my business whilst at the same time as graduating from uni, the last thing I need is extra stress from my relationship with food. So I'm just taking it chill. And yeah, and to be fair, I'm quite lucky as well, because it is quite a high amount of calories to be on whilst dieting. Like I have clients that are on like 1400 calories, and to be honest, I literally, like, I used to be on that and I couldn't even imagine being on that now. Like that would be too low for me. So but yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And I've planned an update for the end of the month as well, just on where I'm at in general. But I shall also give you an update on like how I'm doing with dieting, how I'm feeling. Because I think the main reason we're doing it is because at the end of May I'm meant to be going on holidays to Turkey. I mean, whether that will still happen or not is questionable, especially if they decide that you have to be vaccinated to go away, just purely because I'm a young person. The deadline is end of July for all adults to be vaccinated, and I'm young and healthy, so I'm right at the bottom of the list, which I'm not bothered about. That's perfectly fine. Like at the end of the day, give the vaccine to people who are more at risk than me. But it does mean that there is a likelihood that we won't be able to go on holiday if that does become the case. But we'll have to see close to time. Anyway, that was a total tangent. Yeah, that's the reason we're dieting. So 10 weeks of dieting leading up to the holiday. And also, like, and to be fair, like, even if the holiday doesn't go ahead, like, I'm happy to have done it. One, because it would have like taught me that I can do it, but also two, the fact that it will just get me in a better place to start off like lean bulking. Whereas before, when I started this sort of like bulking session since like December, I have a very high body fat percentage, which is not ideal for the start of a lean bulk because you can't really see what you're gaining, and you generally don't actually feel that good about yourself either. Like, I've definitely struggled with body image. I mean, I'm sort of starting to get used to it. Like, I don't feel that bad, especially as like muscle is starting to fill up that space where the fat was. But yeah, it's just not ideal for starting that building phase. So yeah, that is where I'm at the moment. But anyway, yes, I will update you in a couple of weeks. The reason I keep looking over there is because I have my content calendar over there. So, but yeah, that is literally everything that I think I wanted to cover today. So please like, subscribe to my channel, share this channel with your friends, or share this video with anyone that you know struggles with binge eating disorder, because they might find it really helpful to see these videos. And of course, comment below if you have any questions, or if you have any video ideas of what you want to see, then just let me know. And I shall speak to you next week. Bye.